Hey there everyone, Kaye here on my homestead in Tennessee. Well, it's warm and we just had a major cold front and then we had thunderstorms and now it's warm. And so this was not on my bingo card today to drag all the plants, not all. I've got 3 big plants left in there, big pots. But all of these came out because when I was coming in this morning, I saw aphids on my peppers. And that's, you know, March is about the time that you'll find that in your greenhouse or mine is a makeshift garage greenhouse. Okay, you might have seen the short video where I cut off 2 branches off of my small willow tree. They were coming up from the base because the trunk of the tree was damaged by deer before I could get it protected. And so when that happens, the plant will put out a lot of strong branches, and if you don't cut them off of the trunk, they can turn into big, well, they can turn into something. Look at this. This is a whole tree right here. And look at these roots. So I am very anxious to get those in the ground. They love water, so I have to find a good spot. One of them obviously is bigger than the other, but I'm very happy with how that worked out. And I didn't prune it back. You know, usually when I try to root something, I take the pressure off the plant by cutting the limbs and stuff. But willow is just so amazing. I mean, look at this thing. You know, goes all the way out to here. Now maybe if I had pruned it, there would be even a huge, like, mop of roots in there. But they're just so pretty. I mean, if you look at the willow, these branches just come off at the perfect distance, right? And they go this way and that way and this way and that way. They just sort of are perfect, except now this one's not, because everything is going off this way like a fan. So I'll have to work on that. Anyway, here we have the rare Sheffield mum. It wasn't getting a lot of light from the grow light in there because other plants were kind of shading over it. So it's got a lot of dead stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed them all with fish fertilizer as soon as I stop filming. This is the lemongrass that came from Angie in South Carolina and just did great over the winter. I mean, just imagine. I didn't do anything, just gave it a little water every now and then. Here's the one that's been treated, and I've got 6 more to do. Oh, I wanted to point out this. Of course, horseradish is a perennial. So it might die back in the winter, but it's going to come back, you know. And this was actually in the garage. I don't know why I put it in there, but I did. And the cats tried to go in there, and so I pulled it outside, you know, remembering that it can handle winter. And nothing, you didn't see anything. And then look at it now, it's just jumped up. I brought my gardenia out today because I thought, well, it can take this little bit of cold. These are plants that need to be in the ground. That's I think it's called cotton candy, double play cotton candy. That's shrub arbusto, and so pretty, needs to be planted. These are, I had this idea that if we took 2 to 3 feet off the top of the pear tree, well, we cut off the pieces and I put them in my 2-gallon rain bucket with water and brought them in the garage. And I thought, well, okay, what do you know, fruit trees, you usually have to buy fruit trees that are grafted to rootstock. And so flowers are gone. I don't know what I'll do with it. This is the laurel I bought last year and planted in the driveway garden. And the deer ate them down to the nubs. Absolutely. And they need to be planted somewhere else that deer can't get to. Here are the pineapples. I'm not going to go too close on those because you can see some cat droppings in there. You wouldn't think a cat would fool with something like that, but oh, my cats are crafty. Okay, and I think we covered the avocado tree. I'm not sure. This was from a pit that I threw in my compost, and it was about this tall. I let it stay down there till it had about 3 or 4 leaves on it, and it was about that tall. And then I kept it all year. It kept growing a little bit, and it didn't grow in the garage, but it stayed alive. And you can see right now that there's a lot of growth. I've never had an avocado tree, so I don't know. It almost looked like to me that it had been chewed down here by something, but there was nothing in the garage to lop the top off of that. So I guess that's the way it grows. Now that's going to have to always be inside in the winter because, you know, avocados like the heat. This is that basil plant that is now 4 years old that doesn't want to die. It's just incredible. It looks kind of spindly, but it's alive. And here I have 2 fig trees. These are from cuttings that I got from Ivy Organics. They have a sale in the beginning of the year, and they send out free cuttings if you order things. And so those are my latest edition of figs. Everything else fig-wise is dead down in the garden. I have to prune it all back and start over. Okay, here are the 3 geraniums that just knocked my socks off. They were just so gorgeous all winter long to see that, you know. I feel so blessed to have that in my garage. I do have a grow light in there, so, you know, they have that. And I have, this is another pepper, and you can see, I did hose it off. I didn't do the soap treatment. But you can see when the leaves pucker like that, that you've got aphids sucking on the leaves, and they will just suck them till they're yellow and curled and not much left. This looks like a cayenne. I'm not sure. I just dug it up. This is the cardinal basil. I need to cut off all these dead flowers. I need to clean that plant up, but it's still alive. And this is a rosemary that it wouldn't look this good if it was in the yard. Let's look over here and see if the rosemary lived. I think there's one over here that lived. Yeah. So, yep, that's rosemary. And then this is another one. Fabulous. And here is the rare Sheffield mum that's coming back in the yard. And it looked absolutely beautiful, but this last freeze knocked it back. Look at the lilacs. Don't we love lilacs? Absolutely love lilacs. The tag on this plant says new and improved. So I like the fact that it has bigger leaves. This is also a lilac, but it has tiny little leaves. And it's blooming as well, but you know, I don't know with this frost. But these survived the frost. Just gorgeous. And the lamb's ear looks fantastic. And this is salvia. So that's another perennial that's coming back. This is the new, I'm getting sidetracked here, but just letting you see what survived. This is the new, oh, let's see, azalea. It's unusual. It's much different from the azaleas I have in the front yard, but it does look like, yeah, the stuff closer to the ground took a beating. And there's the rhododendron. It was so pretty. Oh well. Oh my goodness. What happened here? Oh no. This is my brand new azalea and the deer ate it all. Good grief, both of them. Look at that. It's like hopeless. Wow. Oh, I'm so angry. Oh my goodness. This is what lemongrass looks like if you let it go through the winter. It just dies. I don't know if it'll come back from the roots or not. This is cranberry hibiscus, and that and roselle did not start for me this year, so I'm not going to have any unless this just happens to put out something from the base. I mean, obviously these branches are all dead. So there's a moringa under here. I don't know if it's going to actually be alive. And there's a pepper under there, orange Thai. It was huge. More lemongrass. So, yeah. Lamb's ear, Shasta daisy, and I think that's salvia. I had a beautiful salvia up there, but I don't see it. Wow. So much to do. Okay, here are a couple of trumpet flowers. They're actually poisonous. Daryl gave them to me, and I thought, I said, why am I growing a poisonous plant? He said it has beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yellow flowers. And he's nuts about yellow, so I said, all right. So he gave them to me. This is a caper, and I didn't even realize in the garage, this branch was hidden, and all I saw was this, and I didn't even know I had that. It's very strange. This is bay leaf. I'm thrilled that it's growing. These are Mediterranean plants. They're not going to be able to survive the winters here. And so here's another pepper. I gave it a shower with the hose. So that might be enough. This is a dwarf myrtle. This is a plant from the herbs from the Bible. If you recall, I planted those last year. I didn't think it would survive the winter. This is sage. It looks terrible. It was inside. I don't think it would look any worse if it had been outside. But it wasn't getting a lot of light in the spot that it was in. So this one has been hosed. This pepper has been hosed. We'll see if it survives. And that's another pepper. And that's another pepper. And that's another pepper. So we'll see if these can get going. But that's a lot to kind of keep up with in the garage, wouldn't you say? Okay, next up we're going to look at the winter sowing pots and see what did well, what did not, and what I need to do next. Next video. Oh, here are the tulips. I hid them back here in all that wind, and I thought it might protect them. I think that helped. Let's go see the ones down on the side. They're kind of faded and fragile looking compared to how they did look. I hope they come back next year. Hey. Hey. BJ, what happened to that skink you were chasing? Is it still in the garage? Did you leave it in the garage? I suppose I'll hear you guys trying to find it during the night.